Hello YouTube, I am Mary Had a Little Lap here with you on September 13th, 2012. A little recap, I was banded on the 14th of August 2012, which would make it 30 days ago. I have the gastric band performed here in Puerto Rico. My starting weight was 225 on surgery date, and my current weight is 210.6 for a total weight loss of 14.4 pounds within the first 30 days post-op. My diet consisted of a 5-day pre-op liquid diet, a 1-week liquid diet after surgery, a 1 week of liquefied foods, second week after surgery, and from the third week on to the 2-month and 1 week mark, I will be on mushies and on ground meats. Basically, the theory that my surgeon has and my nutritionist as far as weight loss with Lapband is not 3 meals a day, but rather eating every 2 hours for a 9 times per day food intake of 3-ounce volume each time. So for example, my typical day is 3 ounces of the breakfast food, which could be oatmeal, farina, cornmeal, 3 ounces, and 2 hours later a snack, which could be 3 ounces of Greek yogurt, 3 ounces of a fruit. Then 2 hours after that, I take the first portion of my lunch, which is 2 ounces of a meat and 1 ounce of a carbohydrate, which could be anything but rice and bread, no rice or bread. The meats cannot be red meats. And these vegetables have to be cooked. Then 2 hours after that, the second portion of that lunch would be again 2 ounces of a meat, fish or poultry, and the carbohydrate, or one ounce of carbohydrate or 1 ounce of vegetable. 2 hours after that, another snack, which could be yogurt or the applesauce. 2 hours after that, the first portion of the dinner, which is 2 ounces of meat and 1 ounce of starch or vegetable. 2 hours after that, the second part of the dinner, which for the total of 3 ounces, whether it could be 2 ounces of meat or 1 ounce of meat, 1 ounce of beans, and 1 ounce of carbohydrates. 2 hours after that, another snack, which could be again the yogurt or the fruit or cheese. And then the last snack at 11 p.m. So that takes me from 7 a.m. to about 11 p.m. every day, eating about 2 hours. The theory behind there, I believe, is keep your metabolism thinking, or fooling the body into thinking it's eating every moment of the day, when rather it is consuming only 1,000 calories, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,100 calories per day, with about 90 to 100 grams of protein. No citrics are allowed, no caffeine, no coffees, or whey protein, no chocolate either. That's until further notice, according to my doctor. What I use are these containers. I've marked off the 3 ounce, so it makes it easier for me to just prepare it for my job when I go, and I stack these up and take them with me to be prepared. What I have noticed is within the last 3 days is that I now can pack a little more than that 3 ounce. And my new challenge is to not just rely on my tool, which right now has no restriction, it hasn't been filled yet, to try the mental game, to try to control that mental game, because I don't want to fall into that dependency on the sweet spot without making smart choices and just having self-control as far as how much I eat, which is what has gotten me where I'm at now. I also bought these little spoons, which are baby spoons, and I got these in Walgreens. It helps because you take a small portion of the food and you don't overfill, so you can chew and swallow. Have not had any PBs or sliming episodes. I haven't had any of that. Have had no problems with any of the foods I've taken. As far as vitamins, this is very, very important to me. I'm going to show you what I take and what my surgeon recommends. She recommends Building Block brand, and these pack a little more than, I've compared them to Bariatric Advantage. I get these online. They're chewable. I take 2 of the calcium, 2 of the multiband, and 2 of the antioxidants daily. I'm going to show you the size. These are the biggest, which are the calcium. Important. It has to be in the form of calcium citrate. Different absorption in the intestine, which is you should have the citrate. I think they come calcium phosphate or something else. Make sure it's well, at least our surgeon recommends it be calcium citrate. I'm going to show you the multiband, which is also 2. They come in, this flavor is strawberry. Okay, 2 of those, also chewable. And the antioxidants, which come in cherry, delicious. I love the antioxidants, are my favorite. And last but not least, I also take biotin. The reason I take biotin, and I've actually been taking biotin prior to my surgery about a month, is because I'm really fearful of losing hair. I'm waiting for that 3-month mark that everybody talks about post-surgery, in which you start getting the hair loss. I don't mind. I have a lot of hair. I don't mind losing hair. It's just a problem that you can't choose where you lose it, and that's where I'm really concerned that I just have a bald spot here. You know, it's hard to get a hat that's that small. But anyway, the biotin. Biotin, I take 5,000 micrograms. See that there? Which I believe that 3,000 micrograms are and up are the one that is what is recommended for prevention of alopecia, as well as getting enough protein in, which I'm trying to get into my diet. So with that 14.4 pound loss within that first month, I'm fine with that. I don't mind losing slower, as long as it doesn't stop. Okay, and if it stops, well, not for a very long time. So this is not chewable. I sprinkle it on my snacks, whether it be on my applesauce or even on my meats, because it doesn't really have much of a bitter taste. I wanted to say something about Benefiber too. Been taking the Vitafusion for fiber also. These are, the Vitafusion brand has only 10 calories and has 5 grams of protein, which I think compared to the others has, more for less calories. These are gummies. These are delicious. I take 2 of those. And because I have to have the water, which is 64 ounces per day, recommended by my surgeon, additional to whatever I drink, whatever I'm eating, it actually should be higher. I calculated it in a hydration, in the internet hydration calculator, and I should be at 120. I can tell you that those have been the biggest challenges for me. The water intake, and because you have to plan it out, since I eat every 2 hours, and it's a very specific time in which I can drink that water, because it has to be half an hour prior to eating, or half an hour. You can't do half an hour before or half an hour after eating. So it has to be very specific where I can get all that water in. So back to the fiber. I also use Benefiber for that water. I flavor it and get fiber at the same time. However, if you're being more strict on how many calories you're having per day, these have 20 calories, these packets. So you have to, decide whether you're going to do that. Back to the food, I just wanted to throw this out there. Since I have restrictions on what spices I can use, I cannot use garlic or onion, which is basic for any sort of condimenting. I can use bell pepper, but I can't use black pepper. Adobo, which is a Spanish condiment. I'm Puerto Rican. I find these in my local supermarkets, but I think at any supermarket that has a Spanish section, you can find it. Goya brand Adobo Light. You put this on any meat or fish, sprinkle it on. It's low sodium, and you're good to go. You just take a little bell pepper and you saute and whatever with very little oil, if any oil at all. Okay, so basically that's it. The last thing is the digital scale. I have bought a digital scale, which I put away already, Martha Stewart brand, to weigh out that food. It has become my best friend because, again, like I said, the pouch, I really don't feel any restriction right now, and I know that more can fit, and I have had no symptoms of nausea or vomiting or anything. So I want to be able to use that mental game to control walking away from, even if it's going to fit a little more. My surgeon's next appointment with me is within a week. I have to do an upper GI series, which is required by her to see the placement of the band and the size of the esophagus, if it's dilated or not. I will be getting that this weekend. And she does require a fill. She has a requirement of a minimum fill. I'm going to try to convince her otherwise, because she, regardless of whether you're losing or not, or you are losing, she told me that she fills. We'll see how that goes. I will let you know. So signing off for now. I'm sorry it went over 10 minutes. Just a shout out there to all those Lapband buddies, especially those on Facebook. I wish we'd all start video logging. I'd like to see you guys and how you're doing. So I will be seeing you next week. I want to make myself more more liable for whatever changes I want to make, so that I can see this and say, you said that your biggest challenge was water and exercising, which I haven't been exercising 3 times a week, something I also have to work on. So next week I'm going to log on to see how that goes with me. Again, good night, and hope to hear from all of you soon. Signing off, Mary had a little laugh.